got 2 pages here. I won't go through it all, but so my name's Adam Powers. My wife and I, Haley, just moved here to Polk City about a year ago. My testimony is a lot like everybody else's. I grew up Lutheran. I was baptized as an infant, and I always thought that I was saved because I was baptized when I was little, and I acknowledged that Christ died on the cross for me, but my life never really reflected that. I just lived life for myself, and until I got married, I really never had anything to hold me accountable. I just kind of was selfish and just lived life for myself. And after I got married, I moved my wife away from her family to eastern Iowa, and life just wasn't what I thought it was. I remember fighting with Haley one night, and about my job. I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I was very career driven, and I was never home, and I wanted to take a job that would take me further away from home and never be home even more. I realized that we after fighting that night, I just remember praying to God. We'd kind of gotten involved in a church over in Makokata and kind of learned about God a little bit. And I remember sitting down that night and praying that I didn't want to be in control anymore. I didn't want to do things my way. I wanted God's way to work in my life, and kind of surrendered my life to Christ that night. Ironically, the very next day, I lost my job. And throughout the years, I'd grown closer to Christ and kind of had a relationship with Him. And at that moment was when Christ really became real for me. I believed in my heart. I think Chrissy shared Romans 10:9. I believed in my heart that Christ was Lord, but I'd never confessed that He was my Savior. And never really, our church would have baptisms, and I kind of wanted to get baptized, but I never really wanted to, because I thought that maybe that would delegitimize my infant baptism, or it would be embarrassing to admit to everyone I needed Christ. So fast forward a few years, we moved to Polk City, and I remember having a conversation with Nate about what happens when you die, if I go to heaven or not. And I shared the story of praying and losing my job, and I have no doubt that that's when Christ became real to me, but I'm not sure if that was when I was saved or not, because I still struggled with the fact that I was a sinner. And so Dave and Nate encouraged me to make my election sure. And over the course of a year, there was a day when I was downstairs at our house in State Center, I was running on the treadmill, and I decided that I wanted to confess that I was a sinner. And so I did that, and I think that's when I was saved. So here I am today.
Dave shared a little bit of my testimony, so that kind of takes the pressure off somewhat. But just growing up, I was really active in my church, and I'm just thankful for my mom and dad for getting me involved in Sunday school and church camp, and just kind of showing me more about my church and the Word and God. But I didn't really know about having a deeper relationship with God until probably my mid-20s. And yeah, obviously our stories go together. But So in Maquoketa, we got connected in a small group, and we just kind of dug into the Bible and learned more about God, and that really strengthened our marriage and our relationship with God. And I had asked God to be my Savior, I know at least a couple of times, but it wasn't really until a recent trial that I had to go through that I knew that this was it. Like, I needed God, and I really needed to rely on Him and trust in Him with good and bad situations. And the trial was me losing our second child very suddenly. We have a healthy daughter, and I just didn't think, it'd be me to lose a child, and we did, and I really struggled with that. Because following losing our baby, I had unexplained infertility for a year. So that year was a really difficult trial for me. Just feeling all different emotions, anger, sadness, bitterness, and doubt. And I was just really lost. And if you're not lost, you can't be found. So God found me through the struggle, and He really opened my eyes to see how great He was. And I just remember in this verse helping me a lot, Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord Himself goes before you, and He will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid and do not be discouraged. And I decided that I would not be discouraged anymore with the struggle, and that the devil needed to get out of my head and out of my heart. And God just worked me over through that trial. He softened my heart, and it made me cling really tight to His word. And I know He cannot lie, and He's a very loving God, and what He says and His promises and His words are true. And my relationship with God has grown so much through that low point in my life, and only He could bring me back up. And I remember asking God again if He would be my Savior, knowing that this was the last time I'd ask Him, and I believed that it was real. And it didn't matter if we had more children or no children, I just wanted to be His child. And God didn't have to bless me, but He blessed us with another daughter 4 months ago, and her name's Mila, and it means merciful. He showed me mercy and His timing during this trial. God is so good to me, and He didn't have to bless me with anything, but He always blesses everyone with more than they deserve and more than I deserve. And I'm just thankful that God loves me and sent His Son, Jesus, to die for me. And that's why I'm getting baptized today. Putting my trust in Him.
Okay, now our last two testimonies will be Alan, Lori Hill.